Good evening, family. It's Damien Wilson coming to you with another Signs of the Times message. Basically, what I want to talk about today is my testimony for these demon infested, demon inhabited, real drone inhabited people. So this all began. Well, what I come to the conclusion of understanding, overstanding is in June 2017, which was 2 years ago, a relative of mine was graduating from high school, and my father, my biological father, had come down to see those people walk the aisle, the cap and capstone and gown and all of that Freemasonry garbage. But yeah, so came down and he visited. Fortunately that was the last time, but nowadays, this day and age, if you have relatives that have passed away, consider them lucky, with the thing that is about to happen across the globe and America as a whole. But like I was saying, in June 2017, my biological father came down to visit a relative to see them graduate, so-called graduate, indoctrination, whatever. And at that point, my biological father did serve in the Marines for a short period of time. He didn't tell me what exactly went wrong, what happened, but he went. If I'm not mistaken, he might have went AWOL. I don't know, but he just never told me. He passed away not too long ago, but I'm gonna get to that too. So in June 2017, came down, see the relative off. We talked about some things. He was talking to me, telling me, don't believe what you see people talking about on YouTube, this, that, and the third. And when I was younger, I didn't understand why he left. When I was about a preteen, about 12, going on 13 or 12 to be exact. But so he came down and visited, and me and him ourselves, we ran a few errands together. At this point in his life, he had, if I'm not mistaken, stage 4 aggressive. It was either it was cancer of his lower body, like the genital area. I'm not mistaken. I think it was a testicular cancer, if I'm not mistaken. But it was aggressive, stage 4. And right before he passed away, we had a talk, and I talked to him about natural herbs and oils and natural remedies that could cure that. But what I come to realize is I think he understood, but at that point he just he was ready. He was on his way out. He was ready to go. But yeah. So he worked for Walmart, which is a corporation responsible for being in cahoots with FEMA, building internment camps, concentration camps, death camps. We already see what's going on at this present moment. Old news and Sam's Club, Walmart, things of this nature. But yeah, so he worked for Walmart for a set amount of years. I'm not sure exactly, but he had not a will, but some type of setup where when he passes away, his children get like a life insurance policy, basically. So that was June, and on in July 6, 2017, he passed away. And fast forward a few more months, late August, if I'm not mistaken, August 28th, and September, early September, late August, like August 28th to September, early September, mid September. I have received, some Federal Reserve currency notes from what he signed that contract, giving over some of his things like that, life savings and all of that, what he built up into that corporation and things like that. But yeah, so fast forward a little bit, about fast forward into 2018. Um, I would say approximately February, March. Um, or actually backtrack a little bit. Late 2017, November, December. Uh, even around the time I received those excuse me, RFN Federal Reserve notes, it was this person that I never seen in my life before. As long as I lived in Philadelphia, um, I never seen this person in my life. I was never acquainted with this person. I didn't know this person from a can of paint, and some weird things were just taking place in late 2017. So, and also over the summer. So over the summer in 2017, right before I received those Federal Reserve notes, this person, he was a so-called melanated person, what you would call black, but this person was, you could, you know, um, coming, growing up in the struggle, growing up in oppression, things like that. You could tell who is who. Who was an agent, who was a CI, who was an undercover agent, things of this nature. Just when you live, in oppression and things like that. But yeah. So this person, I never seen him before. Uh, approximately 6 blocks away. I talked about this in my last video, but I'm gonna go into it further, breaking it down, breaking the whole testimony down. But yeah, so this person, 6 months, not 6 months, about approximately 6 or 8 blocks away from my local residence, and basically the block that I live on. I would see this person numerous times. I, I don't know him for real, but say what's up, keep it cordial, keep it moving. And as time progressed into 2018, I noticed that this person was moving closer and closer towards my place of residence in the block that I live on. Um, approximately, so it was a situation with uh, people that I called my friends, but they sold out for vanity, things of this nature. And what I believe happened and why I got started getting profiled and all of these things because I was speaking about what's going on in this world, what is about to happen, and why it is happening, what is going on. So this person, not this person, but these group of people, they had see, I'm not sure, but it was some type of event that went down, some type of criminal activity that went down when I wasn't there, and the day after, when I visited these people, they told me about a, a situation that had went down, and so yeah, and mind you, I still had a little bit of RNF notes, Federal Reserve notes, but yeah, so it was a criminal, some type of situation went down, criminal type, whatever. somebody lost a certain amount of money, and they were discussing it with me. They were discussing it between themselves. I didn't think too much of it at that time, but fast forward, um, that whole situation went around about February, March into early April, and yeah. So after that happened, a set of events happened and occurred, which I found very odd, and which I automatically knew through the spirit, with my higher self and the Most High was telling me. And I got a lot of confirmations, and I'm gonna talk about those too. And basically, so when that event went down, a little bit time after, those so-called friends, so-called people that I call friends, and people that I call friends, and brothers and things like that. They was questioning me about, why I got this, why I got these news, why I got this new clothing and this, that, and the third. When in my mind, I was thinking to myself, it's all vanity. It doesn't matter when you die. None of that is going to matter. Your money, your car, your clothes, your jewelry, things like that. And they was just questioning me, and I told them, my father, this, that, and the third, this, that, and the third. So what happened next was those group of people that I called my brothers, had a few people come around that I'd never seen before as well. But I don't know, but they just came around, and things was just going on, and things, this, that, and the third, and all of this crazy stuff. And so I was talking about basically gun control, why they doing gun control, why because around that same time period frame, they had got their establishment ransacked by the not federal, but by local law enforcement, and without a warrant and things of this nature. And I was breaking it down to them why they can do this, why they doing it, and certain laws such as the Patriot Act, things of this nature, why they pass it, and why they running in your house and things of this nature. And so one of the people I call my brothers, they was giving me funny looks, things of this nature. And I was talking about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, which will translate into the mark of the beast. But yeah, I was talking about that. So a period of time went past. This person, this guy, this, like I was talking about earlier, this melanated person that I never seen before in my life. By that time, he was in my local vicinity, in my local block area, and so basically, what happened, what went down at the altercation was something about a criminal activity, or somebody got some money taken. Basically, some money got taken, and a carnal weapon had got taken, and this melanated demon, real insectilian hybrid, COINTELPRO, Infraguard, whatever you want to call him, agent. He was egging the situation on, like I wasn't around at the exact moment, but I had got hints, and I got clues from other people. They was talking loudly, like I didn't hear them talking about yeah, da da da. Stop playing, man. He ain't no bitch. This, that, and the third, talking about me. So continuing on, I stepped out of the house one time, and another person that I called a brother, was on my porch and we was talking about a few things. And at that moment, the melanated control demon person was actually right across the street in a car sitting there. He was on the phone. He was talking about, well, if he ain't got it, he got it, like just blacking out and stuff, like acting real demonic. So acting real demonic, talking about a carnal weapon, which there's no point in using carnal weapons, spiritual beings. But only the spiritually aware and spiritually woken, with soul people, soul beings will understand this. And and the person that I called my brother, this was a whole nother set, a whole different person from these first group of people that try to, I'm gonna get into that later, but he was talking about some real stuff, talking about why the world is the way it is, basically talking about this matrix and things of this nature. And he actually told me himself, he said, they trying to kill you. You don't understand? They trying to kill you. And as soon as he said that, I just laughed. Like, me, I didn't really care, because I already know what this truth, what it's going to be at the end. Standing up for righteousness and standing up for what's right in this wicked world. It's going to come to a point in time where you will be, called out and you will be persecuted. But he said it twice, 2 times or 3 times, and he's talking about it. And he said, yeah, they're trying to kill you. They're trying to kill you. And I just was laughing. He was like, it's not funny, bro. He was dead serious. Like, this person was dead serious telling me they trying to kill you. I was just laughing like, I don't care, bro. I'm gonna keep speaking this truth until my soul is gone out this 3D hell. So we shook hands, went our separate ways, and at that present time, the melanated person I was talking about, Infraguard agent demon, basically was a few houses down from my crib. So part 2 coming up. Yeah, so this part 2. So basically, this person was a few doors down from my living quarters, and I would go to the store for my relatives, and as I'm walking down the street, I would hear a little sighs, slick shit. They would say, he ain't that, this, that, and the third. I wasn't really paying it no mind, because I didn't care, because I already knew what it's about, what CERN is doing, and I'm gonna get into that too. But yeah, basically, walking to the store for these for my relatives, and just hear a little slick shit, little bickering things, like things of this nature and stuff. And I was walking to the store one day in the summertime, well, late summer, and he said, not him, but basically what the old video was talking about, when I left out my house and I walked past, seen him playing with a little kid and all this and that and the third, and I walked to the store, I walked back, see a cop paddy wagon, Chevy John, a bald head white cop, bald head, melanin recessive person sitting in the driver's seat, just staring at me, demonic look, demonic stare. Me myself, I already know I've been through hardships growing up in the so-called ghetto and growing up in the slums. You go through hardships when you're born, and as you're growing up into a man, So I just looked him in his eyes, I'm not, but that's about that. So I walked past and looked him in his eyes. He dropped past the crosswalk. I walk across the crosswalk. I walk on my block. Like I said, turn down my block. I hear the paddy wagon, the Seabull get up, walk the same direction, turn the same way the car turned and all of that. And I already knew what it was from there. And And what else? See, I don't know this person's name. I could really care less for real, because in the end, that person and those people will get the judgment at just time. But yeah. So after I heard the siren, things like that. A few days later, this first group of people, I talked about earlier in the vid. Um, they basically was like, because basically the RNF notes that I received from Walmart from my father's deceasedness from working with that corporation Walmart. Basically, I received some funds and basically got a bank card and a bank account. And long before the credit card scams was going mainstream, I was already hip to what it was and this, that, and the third. So this first group of people try to hit me with it, like, yeah, bro, you want to make some quick money, quick cash? Let me see your card, bro. I mean, we could. You got. If you got 100, we could turn it to 5,000. This, that, and the third. And shout out to Joey. Shout out to 603 Joey, and shout out to Enoch, the Freestyle Prince 777. Playing dumb, being smart but playing dumb. That's the whole thing. Saying that whole situation. That's what it was. I mean, I was playing dumb, but I knew the whole time, and the spirit allowed me to know. And you can just feel when some things is not right. Basically, they're talking about, yeah, bro, we're gonna see. Let me see your bank card. This, that, and the third. We're gonna put some more. We're gonna up that joint, put the bread on there. This, that, and the third. So me myself, I'm consciously aware, spiritually aware. So I'm like, this, that, and the third, which I did transfer the money, the electronic paper, to the cryptocurrency account. But a hacker drained that joint and all that stuff is gone. So, and I was talking with this first group of people, so-called friends and so-called brothers, I called them. And I was talking to them about it, like they was just perplexed and didn't know what was going on. And one of them, he said, yeah, I know what you're talking about, bro. My cousin was talking about that. Something, this, that, and the third, Freemason. So I'm like, all right, so now I know what's up. Now I know what it is for real. So bang. So about 25 minutes later, they still, trying to get the car. I told them, like, it's on cryptocurrency. It's electronic currency. And, they try to make me seem like a bug out. We walked to a few bodegas. I showed them an article talking about what I posted in one of my videos, Tom Drapier, talking about cryptocurrency. Only cryptocurrency will be available in 5 years. No hard physical cash. And the bodega poppy, he was like, oh no, acting didn't know. And we went to numerous poppy stores. They act like they didn't know. Actually, they didn't know. So then time passed a little bit. About a half an hour later, so we get back to where around that area residence. And I had went to the store for my relative one last time before the store closed for the night. And I know it's bad, but I had grabbed a pack of smokes from one of my relatives, which I shouldn't have been doing at the time. I told him from that point on, you got to get your own. I can't support your habits. Just like the people downtown and homeless, smoking K2, bugging out, many legions of demons on them. They asking me for money. I told them I can't support your habit, homie. You got to do it. You got to. I mean, if you that in need of a fix, you got to find your own way to get fixed yourself. And basically, I grabbed a pack of smokes for my relative, but I didn't go straight to my house to drop the pack of smokes off, and then go back to there. I went straight to the area residence of this first group of people, and there was we was talking and this, that, and the third. We was talking. I forgot how, but I ended up in the vehicle with them, about four of them maybe. I'm not sure. It was a little while ago, but I remember just only certain specific details. And basically I had the smokes on me, and one of these people, when I was in my I was in the back of the back seat, so it's like a 6-seater. Um, the driver, the passenger, then it's the seat right behind the driver, the seat right behind the passenger, then it's a third row of seats, near the trunk and all of this. And when I was in there, I already knew what was going on. I already was physically aware, spiritually aware, mentally aware, and I was outnumbered at that present moment. But also, one of these people was looking up guns, carnal weapons. I don't know what type of gun, but I was just seeing it because he was scrolling up on Google, looking and talking about, I need a gun, this, that, and the third, carnal weaponry. And I already knew it was headed where it was headed, what was going down, what was about to happen. So I was thinking to myself, how I'm gonna get out of this, and basically the Most High, the angels and ancestors, basically provided a lifeline for me. My relative had called my phone talking about where's my smokes at, this, that, and the third. So I'm like, all right, I gotta give my relative the smokes, this, that, and the third. They're like, all right, this, that, come back, this, that, and the third. So, things like that. So that's when I stepped out the vehicle. So when I stepped out the vehicle, they all stepped out the vehicle as well, and they was sitting on the basically in their parking lot, this, that, and the third. But sitting down. When I came back, sat down next to him, but I had to play. You gotta play it. That's why I shouted out 603 Joey and Enoch, the freestyle Prince 777. So I had to play a little bit into the game, mind control, manipulation, mind over matter, things of this nature. And I had so we, like I was talking about, the bodega, went there, showed them the Tom Drapier articles, this and the third. So then one of them was like, bro, why do you know all this stuff? Why you care? So then I'm like, what do you mean? Why do I care? Why do I know how I know all this stuff? It's in your face. The movie Geostorm, one of them already knew from the rip, yeah, bro, they really doing that, this, that, and the third. So he was already on point a little bit. And one of them just kept asking for the card. I told him, like, it's in the crypto vault. There's nothing you can do about it. If I give you can't do nothing with it. It's going to be, this and the third. So as we sitting there and we talking and chatting, not talking and chatting, but I'm being physically aware, spiritually aware, and watching my surroundings too. And I noticed that a lot of black cars was riding past. A Ford Taurus, the cop John. And I was sitting down, the cop rolled past, he was just watching me as he riding past. I was looking him in his eyes. I already knew what it was hitting for. You're not fooling me. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh Shah, Mashiach. Y'all demons, devils, and agents, y'all know where y'all gonna go. Y'all know what y'all gonna get. Sellouts, y'all know what y'all gonna get. Simple and plain. But so yeah. Black car, pulled into this lot, did a U-turn, sat there for like maybe 5 or 10 minutes. So I'm basically describing. So this is like my hand is the block. It went down like this, and the parking lot is to the right a little bit. So it parked up like this. Then it did like this. Did a U-turn, it came back down like this, same direction. Black car, couple black cars, and I'm like, I already knew what it was hitting for, this and the third. So continuing on a little further, a few nights later, somehow out of the blue, mysteriously, my mother, my so-called relative, so-called caregiver, had to go to the hospital. Right around this time, this shit started to happen, and basically this all happened right towards May, right in the late May and mid May, and talking about CERN now. CERN is, Large Hadron Collider, basically breaking down particles at light speed. And then 2018, no, not 2018. Actually, it did. Yeah, this did happen in 2018. So 2017 was the leading up to to the events. The person near my house, a couple blocks away, then getting closer and closer. Then, and towards May 2018, this person, like I said, was a few doors down. And basically, what CERN was doing on Saturday, May 28th, 2018, they basically started up their Awake project, which is basically smashing particles beyond light speed. And what CERN actually is doing is bringing in demonic spirits and demonic fallen spirits to inhabit people's bodies that don't know themselves, that don't know the Most High, that don't know this this truth, that don't know nothing about the wickedness of this world. But yeah. So right around that time frame, and right after that, my poor family had to hook the dryer up, but turn on the dryer, shit like that. Yeah, so basically what CERN is doing is mashing particles at higher than light speeds, bringing in demonic entities that inhabit people that don't know themselves, that don't know the Most High, that don't know the truth, that are not awoken spiritually. And by I mean spiritually, I mean higher dimensions, 7D, 10D, 9D, things of this nature, higher realms. They only is concerned about things such as Google, Instagram, just AI consciousness infested people. And so yeah, right around that time when the bullshit started happening. So like I was talking about, my so-called caregiver was had to go to the hospital, and it wasn't in the daytime. It was like in the afternoon, nighttime. So it was about like 7 o'clock until about almost 1 o'clock in the morning. And I was on the phone with I was on the phone, not on the phone, but listening to a truth channel, the Bureau News, listening to that, listening to what's going on. They talking about Operation Dark Sky. I was researching at the same time. So as I have my headphones in, I hear outside my house, no, like glass shattering and shit. Like, no, don't do that. I'm wondering what's going on, so I just don't pay no mind. So the next day, not the next day, later that night, right after that situation happened, the so-called caregiver pulled up and go in the house. So I'm like, shit ain't adding up. It's fishy. But yeah, right after that, I'd be walking around, going to the courts, have cars pulled. I walk to the courts, there be no cars parked up near the courts. I start shooting hoops, start balling, getting my little energy and sun energy and my exercise on. Cars out of nowhere just pull up, Chevys, classic Johns with if you ever played, not to get off topic, but Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, the two-door, it's like a Chevy, but it's a two-door, whatever that was. That's what I was seeing. I see a light blue one, I would see all black cars, I would see all gray cars, and I would see all these newer edition cars too. High beams, tinted as windows, almost 100% tint, front windshield tint. You can't have that tint unless you're a cop or an agent. Point blank, period. So I'm just thinking, like, what is all this weirdo shit happening? Like, why is all this shit happening to me? So damn, I'm walking down the street back to my house. So all I hear is I hear this girl on the phone. She a little close to me, but she like across the street talking loud as shit, talking loud. So I can hear her. Like, I didn't really give a fuck what she had to say or nothing like that, because she part of the AI matrix or whatever. Maybe she was trying to give me a hint, but I already knew what it was because the Most High informed me through the spirit and through intuition. And she's on the phone talking about, yeah, they not your friends. Just kept saying that loud as ever. And I was just looking at her, but she wasn't looking at me at all. She was just like looking away and all that. And I'm just thinking like, you part of that shit. So, bam, right after that, so that was like in like May, like late May, early June, mid June. So then around June, the beginning of late June, I had got employed at a corporation job, at another plantation job, and I'm trying to think. So the same things would be happening as I'm walking to this plantation corporation. See cars posted up. See cars, they high beams posted up, not flashing them, but just bright ass lights where I'm walking at, facing my direction. Like, why am I so important? Who am I to y'all to be watching? Am I really somebody that important? I'm just thinking like, they pieces of shit. Why are you watching me? You got your own life. And I was just thinking like, if you a man, you watch another man, you should question yourself, question your sexuality, real shit. And women too. I mean, not question sexuality, but what are you doing with your life? You just living for nothing. You living for vanity. You living for things that's, when you die, you're gonna stay here in this 3D hell, regardless, because you love money, love cars, clothes, jewelry, things like that. And what come to find out, I did some research on this Gangstalking thing, and a lot of people was talking about people sell out for cards and things of this nature. So I'm thinking like, because a close relative of mine started getting these things in the mail, like Victoria's Secret ink, catalogs, and talking about people sponsoring it and all this garbage. I'm just thinking like, what the weak? You sold out, you weak. If you sold out, you weak. But yeah, so that was towards the majority of the rest of the 2018, I was getting gang stalked heavily. People just walking up, following me, man. I was just thinking they weirdos. Like, why am I this important of a person? Because I'm speaking out against what you scared to speak out against, what you love, what you I idolize. You idolize, all the mainstream rappers and mainstream media, CNN, ABC, MTV, BET, garbage, vanity. So I'm trying to think, because there's so many scenarios that have went down. So recently, the video I had posted talking about, co-work, the construction people in cahoots with these policemen. And, you see the laptop in the van right there, Stingray van right there. You see the police right there. You see the construction workers right there. Like you can't make this shit up. But continuing on, yeah. So right before that happened, I was going to the plant. Actually, I was coming home from the plantation, and part 3 coming up. Yeah, so as I'm coming home from the plantation, I had my headphones in, listening to the tunes and all that, and I wasn't even paying attention for real. I mean, because I already know haters is, demons is out here and all of that garbage. I didn't care, because I'm gonna keep speaking this truth till it's over for me. But so I'm walking. I just hop off the train and get off the little the exit from the train station platform, and I'm out my head down, about to turn on the new song. So then, as I'm scrolling, I click the song. I'm still looking down to see if it's gonna start up, and I didn't see him at all. It was 2 short demon, policemen. They was both shorter than me, and I'm only I'm not even 5'11", so they were shorter than me. And I didn't notice them at first. So then, like, as I walk past the first one, I see the pants with the blue stripe in the middle. So I just didn't think nothing of it. Then I see it again. So then I look out the corner of my eye right before I walk past the second bull. And I guess they wanted to intimidate me, harass me or something like that. But, there's no fear over here, point blank period. Do whatever you want to do. Don't give a fuck. I'm going to keep speaking truth until it's over for me. Keep telling y'all this regardless. So, agents, demons, devils, you know you're going to go. You sold out for fucking Jamba Juice cards and Louis Vuitton cards and fake shit. Cars, clothes, Section 8 housing, all that garbage. And, I guess they tried to like a fear tactic or something like that. But as I was finished walking, as I was walking past the second cop, I started saying these lines from a song, from a rap song, real loud. And they was just like, they wasn't perplexed, but they was just like shocked a little bit. And I'm like, it don't matter all the fear tactics. When you grow up in oppression, that's all you around is fear. That's all they pushing you is fear. Try to push in you is fear. When you in the hood, when you in the ghettos and the slums, that's all you mean. So all that fear tactics, intimidation, all that garbage is not gonna work. Point blank period. Shit like that. But so fast forward a little bit longer. Fast forward another night, I was coming home from the plantation. I was on the train again, had my headphones in, listening to the tunes and all that. Some dude was like real loud, this, that, and the third. He was talking to some dude, and I was standing by the doors of the train, about to get off soon. And he was just pacing back and forth between the doors like this, just pacing, like right in front of me. And I was just looking at him, right in his eyes, right in his face. Him and the boy he's with, I was looking at him like. And then he was talking real loud, like, yeah, we gonna get him, this, that, and the third. I was just waiting for one of them to touch me, and it was gonna be the end of it. But at that time, it was a couple right there where I was standing, like, with my eyes and my eyesight was facing. And I guess what he was saying, I wasn't hearing. I had the tunes, I was tuning out. I was ignoring the shit out of him. But this couple, like, first they was like sitting, first they got on the train, sat down. Then they started getting like real hugged up and close together, like you scared and shit. So I'm just looking, this dude had red, he had red on, blood, he had black on, death, symbolized death. And I was just like, this is corny, y'all corny. I already know what it is. The Most High already gave me the wisdom, knowledge, understanding to understand all of this. All praises to the Most High and the brothers in the faith and the truth, and the ones that helped me learn about this garbage and to learn about these demonic bastards, demonic people, possessed people. And I was just thinking, like, they weak, man. You doing it for Jamba Juice cards and Louis Vuitton. Don't you know that the government just had a shutdown? That was the third shutdown in 2018, the first one in 2019. A lot of things is going on in this world. They can't see it. Venezuela is going down over there. Report just came out that the Anunnaki is having people having confrontations with Anunnaki demonic entities in Syria. Things of this nature. Trying to think. There was another scenario. Oh yeah. Just recently they tried to send an agent towards me and try to, physically harm me. But I failed. I ain't gonna lie, he got one off though. But you see, nothing wrong here. The Native American and the African American mixed together to make me. But my mom is Native American and my father is African American, the one that passed away. I was just thinking, like, man, these people is weak. Yeah, he got one off, a good job, but I know people I'm only 22. I know people that's 15 years old that hit like horses, I ain't gonna promote that on here, but that ain't what that's about. But I know young men, younger than me, teenagers, they could break, things like that, punch through bricks and all of that. Not punch through bricks, but put holes in walls and all that garbage. You know, he caught me, but he ain't do nothing. I don't want to promote no violence or nothing, but hey, you keep sending your agents, you gonna get them hurt. And he was color coded. He had a black hoodie with a red logo right here, gray sweatpants, black sneaks, color code. I already knew what it was going for. When he put his hands on me, got hurt real bad. That's all I'm gonna say. And I'm not gonna stop pushing this truth. I'm not gonna stop speaking out against this wicked ass place, this wicked ass demonic world. And I will not stop until the Most High come back and he raise us up. But that's what I wanted to go over today, family. My testimony. I'm gonna be coming up with more, scenarios that these people try to frame me and things of this nature. And yeah, one other thing. Group A, the first group I was talking about, not Group B. The person that was on the porch I was talking about, he said that they trying to kill you, this, that, and the third, and I laughed. Not that person. Group A, that tried to use the bank card and credit card scam and all that. One time, I'm trying to think, damn. I think this matrix is getting to me, but so yeah, I was at that place of residence, Group A place of residence. And I was in there by myself, because me, I'm a soulful person. If we share like mind, not alike minds, but you're in my vicinity, I'm going to be a nice, caring person to you. Food, video games, just love, effort. It's ages, man. But yeah, that was one of the relative agents. But anyway, I was, not taking care of him, but doing my due as a brother. Feeding them, not feeding them, but giving them food, comfortability, video games, things of this nature, information. And so-called one of they said the person that was a so-called killer or something like that. I don't know for sure. This, that, and the third. And it had me alone in this room with this person. And they said I went to school with him, but I didn't remember this person. I don't know why, but I keep my voice low. It's agents, shit like that. But yeah, so some people, you could tell they had a 1,000-yard stare, like they took a few lives and all of this, and that third. But I wasn't scared at all, And what I noticed, they tried to, knock me off. A few of the Group A people was talking about, yeah, bro, we gonna take this trip. We be right back. Half an hour came, never came back. 45 minutes came, didn't come back. My phone is dead. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So the person that was basically the owner of their residence, heard him in the background talking about, he not scared, this, that, and the third. So I'm like, I just got up out of there. But more testimonial stories coming, family. Stay strong. We at the end. World War III about to crack off. A lot of things is going on, but it's another message. The Signs of the Times. Damon Wilson signing out, family. Be safe. Stay sane. Be aware. Be aware to be alive. Signing out. Be safe. Love y'all, family.